welcome to the Believe You Are a Good Mom podcast with Emily Wardrop. I'm your host, Emily Wardrop from Drop the Word Life Coaching, where we help moms of littles drop the power struggle war to create more peace in their parenting. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get started. Okay, good morning, my friends. So, where do we even get the idea of what a good mom is? So where do we get the idea of what anything is? So basically, it's all our thoughts, right? And we think things because of the way we've always thought them. There's some things that are just culturally ingrained in our brains because that's the way the people around us growing up thought. And there's just sort of certain ways we talk about things and think about things that we don't even think about that we're thinking that way, right? So that's one of the things we do in coaching is figure out how to think about our thinking, right? And what we find are things that we call limiting beliefs. So a limiting belief is a thought that we keep on thinking, which is what a belief is, but it limits us, right? It doesn't serve us. It keeps us stuck. All those things, right? Is kind of how we talk about it. So it is currently, I guess I can't tell. Let's see, 8:30, or it's okay. It's 6:30 a.m. right now. This is not a time that I'm usually awake historically in my whole life. Okay, some people wake up at 5. They like it that way, or the kids wake up really early, so they're used to be waking up early. Not me. Okay, so I'm sitting in my office. It's totally dark. I'm looking out my window. It's totally dark. Okay, the sun has literally not come up yet. And this is about in the hour that it does come up. So it's kind of fun to be in here. And I think that I'm going to see a sunrise, but really just see the sky light up because the sun is actually rising on the other side of the house that I can't see out this window. Anyway, my point is that the only reason why I'm even awake is because I have a little daughter who's diabetic. Well, I have two, but one of their monitors was going off, right? So they have this little thing attached to their arm that's attached to a little monitor that tells me what their blood is at every 5 minutes. And if it goes too low, the alarm starts beeping like crazy for me to wake up and help them get their blood sugar level up. So I have to get out of bed and get some, a juice box is what we do during the night. We've decided that's the easiest way to help them get their blood up. And so I had to wake her up and be like, come here, sweetie. You gotta have a juice box. And she cooperated like really well this morning. So she just rolled right over and sat up and drank her juice box. I'm like, good. Thank you. Good girl. Good girl. Thank you. And of course, that got me thinking because I was saying good girl. And everything about good makes me think, right? Because we're trying to be a good mom. Okay. So if you're 3 years old, is that how old this girl is? You're 3 years old. You're asleep in bed. Your mom wakes you up because you have low blood sugar and you need to drink some juice box. And you drink it right away. And your mom's like, oh, good girl, good girl. Then you start believing that you're a good girl if you cooperate, if you drink that juice box as soon as she tells you to. Versus no, there's some nights where she's like, no juice. I don't want any juice. And she doesn't cooperate. Okay. And those days I'm not like, oh, good girl. Yes. You don't need to cooperate. Don't worry. You might die, but it's all good. Good girl, you know? So we're literally conditioning her to think that she's a good girl if she does what I want her to do. And she gets a different reaction out of her mom if she doesn't do what I want her to do. Right. We do it also with their interactions with each other, right? So I have a son and then 4 daughters. So my son is the oldest and he is the cutest brother. He plays, especially with this 3-year-old little sister. The two of them are just like besties. They share a room. They fight and play like he always wanted a little brother to fight with, you know? And they're just the cutest. And whenever he's nice to his sisters, I'm always like, what a good brother. I mean, everybody says this actually. What a good brother. He's a good brother when he's playing nice. When he's gone loco and he's not being nice, we're not like, oh, what a good boy. He is totally hitting his sister right now, you know? So this is what I call a limiting belief. Okay. This is where we get our idea that we're a good mom if we do good things and we're not if we don't. Right. And so if we're not a good mom, what are we? What are we making it mean in our brain? What have these kids been making it mean ever since they could understand what good means? and and they associate that word with good feelings, good affirmation that they're doing good, right? And we do this on purpose, right? Because we actually want them to continue doing the good things and they feel good when we're nice to them, right? And so in theory, we think like, let's focus on the positive. Let's make sure we tell them, good job coming home from school and putting your backpack away. Oh my goodness. Whoa, you put your shoes in the mudroom. That is so awesome. Good, 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 good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? We're trying to focus on the positive. You're so good. You did what I asked you to do. That's great, right? We want them to continue to do the good things that we want them to do. All I'm suggesting is that because of that, we've grown up thinking that if we're not doing what we're quote unquote supposed to do, then we're something other than good. Okay. And everyone calls it something different. I like to call it the terrible mom model because for some reason, those are the words I hear a lot from moms is that either they say they're trying to be a good mom and they currently think that they're a terrible mom. Like, we can't even just call it good and bad. What if it's like it's gone even like worse than bad? It's just terrible. Okay. So anyway, you're not a terrible mom if you don't do the good things. Okay. That's is what I'm trying to teach you. This is what I'm trying to help you believe, because when I started believing this, it helped so much. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's thoughts all the way around. So if the thought is serving you, then go ahead and keep believing it. But the reason why I find that it doesn't serve me is my clients and humanity as a whole. So I want all the moms to believe they are a good mom, because when you believe you are good, then you feel good. Like I was saying, when your mom says, good girl, oh, what a good brother, what a good brother. Then he's like, ooh, I like how this feels. And then wants to do it some more. So when you think that you're doing good, you feel good about yourself. And then you continue to do good things, right? But instead, what we do just on default is we think, and this is what I call beating ourselves up. We think that if we beat ourselves up, we are going to do better. So, like, say you did something that no one would be like, oh, wow, what a good mom, right? No one's patting you on the back when you've like lost your temper, right? And so you already lost your temper with your kids, and then you lose your temper with yourself in your head. You're like, oh my gosh, why can't I get this figured out? What is wrong with me? I'm such a terrible mom, right? So we tell ourselves we're a terrible mom. How do you feel? You don't feel good. You don't feel that affirming mother voice in your head, right? Because the voices in our head is what our parents said to us. You don't hear that, oh, good job. What a good girl. You hear, what is wrong with you? What is going on? Right? That negative self-talk. And how do you feel? This is the thing. This is the thing. The difference in the action that you take. So you just lost your temper. You, whatever that looks like, did yell at your kids or whatever. But then you feel terrible afterwards. Then what do you do when you're feeling terrible? It doesn't look pretty, right? You just keep spiraling down in terribleness. But when you remember, which is what I always say, is how you drop the mom shame, is to remember who you are. Remember that you are a good mom. Inherently, at your core, it's who you are. And you just did something out of alignment with who you are, but who you are is good. Then you feel what? Hopeful. You feel some self-compassion, maybe. Then how do you show up the next time your kid is bugging you about whatever, right? You're not going to lose your temper even faster because you've just doused yourself in compassion, right? And that is why it serves us to think that we are a good mom that does crappy things sometimes, right? So do you see how it works? So my 3-year-old's laying in bed. She needs some sugar to get her blood back up into range. And I say, sweetie, wake up. And she's like, no juice. and when I get frustrated with her and I'm like, come on, you really need some juice. And she's like, no. She just digs her heels in more. We're in a power struggle, right? That's what we're all about. Drop the War life coaching. And with diabetes, oh man, with toddlers, there's power struggles anyway. And then add the diabetes where it's like, no, really, you have to drink this juice right now. Then I dig my heels in deeper. She digs her heels in deeper. It's really good times. So you drop the war by remember, right? That you are a good mom, and she is a good girl. She's not just a good girl when she twirls over, sits up, drinks her juice, goes right back to sleep. Perfect cooperation. That's not what makes her a good girl. She's a good girl because she's a good daughter of God. God is good. She's good. We're all good. It's all good. That's it. And she needs to drink that juice. But once you've reminded yourself, the power struggle's over, because you're digging your heels in, pulling on your end of the rope is coming from frustration, irritation, panic, catastrophizing, and all of those things are kind of dropped when you realize, like, okay, it's all good. I'm good. She's good. It's all good. Take a breath, right? Relax your nervous system. And then you can try again from a different emotion that'll get you more of a cooperation. Okay. So this whole episode is trying to get you to think about your limiting beliefs. Okay. So it's very, 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 very normal and natural that you think that you're a good mom if you do good things. Okay. Because it's been hardwired in us ever since we were born. Yeah, we were born good. Literally, like way sooner than when we were 3 years old, when we were a brand new baby. If you latched on, oh, good girl, yes, you've got it. Yay, good job, baby. Yes, good baby. Like literally, as soon as we're born, we have expectations of our kids. And if they meet them, then we call them good. If they don't, then it's the whole other story. And we're still doing that to ourselves. And we're still doing it to our kids. But we got to get it figured out about ourselves if we're going to have any chance of changing it towards our kids too. So believe that you are a good mom. I promise it will change everything for you. And if that kind of makes sense, but it's like really hard to implement, I know, I get it. And that's what coaching is for. So I'd love to be your coach to help you believe that you are a good mom. What we do in coaching is we take any situation where you're not happy with how you showed up as a mom, and we'll dissect it like that. We'll figure out, what were you thinking? How did that make you feel that made you show up that way? Because I know that you don't want to be yelling at your kids, but you just keep doing it because telling yourself to stop. I'm a terrible mom because I keep doing it. What is wrong with me? It's not working, right? You're still stuck in that terrible cycle, right? We're going to get out of that cycle. We're going to drop that war, and you can create peace in your parenting. You can be the peaceful mom that you want to be. I can get you there. It's so fun. I help you get there. Actually, you do all the work, but I just help you remember, because remembering is what drops the war. Okay, there you go, my friends. I will talk to you again next time that the kid's blood is low and I have to wake up to give her a juice box. And then it's like, what's the point of going back to bed? We'll go take a bath instead while everybody's still asleep. All right. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for tapping in, and I'll be back who knows when. Just subscribe and Apple will let you know when there's a new one. Okay. Thanks. See you. Bye. Hey friend, thanks for listening. If you want to learn more about how you can believe that you are a good mom, head over to dropthewordlifecoach.com/believe, and you get access to my free pre-recorded masterclass that will teach you all about the hands-on, exactly how to believe that you are a good mom. Start believing right now. Feel the peace, my friend. We got this. You got this. See you there.